The goal of this deck is to cheat out front lines with Barbaric Sorceress to make an oppressively large board at way too early a point in the game for the opponent to deal with. This is a deck I have played in previous expansions, but it got a lot of good stuff with March of the Lich King. The most exciting of which is going to be Lor'themar Theron, which doubles the stats of all minions in our deck. So everything we pull off front lines would have double stats on minions that are already pretty freaking big to start with. We also got Blood Crusader, a 6-mana 5/5 with a battle cry that makes your next Paladin minion cost health instead of mana. So if we don't hit the Barbaric Sorceress high roll, this is just a little bit of a way that we can cheat out some big stuff as well. And finally, we got a very solid early game spell with Feast and Famine. 1 mana, give your hero +3 attack this turn. Mana Thirst 4, you also get Lifesteal. So just a nice way to deal with some early minions and stay alive long enough to play the big stuff. I really want to just simply believe that this will be Ramp Druid and keep Lor'themar Theron. I've played against 3 aggro druids in a row, which you might think means aggro druid's more popular, so that's what I'll be likely to run into. But have you considered how unlikely it is to run into 4 of the same deck in a row? I'll keep Lor'themar Theron. And keep Equality, because I need a City Tax combo to have a chance against aggro druid. Alright, no 1-drop, that's a good sign. Could still be aggro druid with a bad draw, could be ramp druid, or could be rogue. Not really sure how I'm playing this hand, but I think I can hero power this turn. I do want to get these spells out of my hand for Barbaric Sorceress, but I do want to play Lor'themar Theron before casting Frontlines. Maybe I'm just coining Lor'themar on 6 and then turn 7 is Sorceress, which means I need to play Equality on turn 4 or 5. Double Equality is a lot of mana to be forced to burn. Okay, it's actually Ramp Druid. Actual Ramp Druid. If I play Lor'themar Theron on 6 and then Barbaric Sorceress on 7, I'm very likely only getting a 1-turn advance on my front lines. But I guess that's pretty good because Ramp Druid can kill you on like turn 6. So let's burn some Equalities. Hopefully I can just play Amber Watcher next turn, but if I pick up a like Order in the Court or something, I can just burn it. And if I pick up a 1-mana spell, I can burn that on the Barbaric Sorceress turn. Which if it's Fly to the Bronze would be turn 7, so I would get a 5/5, which is nice. Alright. Guff sure is scary. It's a very impressive 3/2. Oh, City Tax. I can trade that next turn, though. So it should be fine as long as I don't draw poorly. Darn. Kind of wanted my opponent to have a 0-mana spell in their hand. Oh, what a bad draw. Probably makes sense to just YOLO the Barbaric Sorceress here if it's a 50-50. Which it's not. guess it's always nice to have an Alexstrasza. Well, with a turn 8 Barbaric Sorceress, it's much more likely the front lines would be immediately playable, because I could hit an Earthen Scales or a Moonlit Guidance or something. No, keep that in your hand. God, that's a big Templar captain. Probably just play it. I will play front lines eventually. Nothing wrong with playing a 9-mana card on turn 9, right?
This must be the way. From the smallest seed.
Alright, Kazakhstan in hand is nice. My opponent has 5 cards in their deck. Show me a Bran or an Astalor or something. Alright, Astalor. Oh my god, my opponent is so dead. Holy shit, they were dead. Please don't be aggro druid. I've already played the matchup 3 times in 10 games. If I knew for sure it was ramp, maybe I could keep the Blood Crusader. But I don't think I can keep it without knowing. Looks like I still ended up with it though. I don't know yet if I want to play Flight of the Bronze. Okay, no 1-drop. We'd love to see that. When do I want to play Order in the Court? I have to draw through 4 minions before I can potentially find an 8-drop for Blood Crusader. I guess I go ahead and play it. Because some of my 8s, like Cariel and Kazakus, are whiffs. Alright. Guaranteed not aggro druid. Alright. Null on 4, null on 5, and then if I really have to, I can fly to the bronze to maybe look for a Brasswing. That's probably not worth burning this to play an 8 instead of just playing a Leviathan. Oh. This is the most AFK rogue I've ever seen. Sure. I'm glad to have the other null for this 1/4. Man, a Brasswing would be so insane here. Am I getting Necrolord Drakid? Why is my opponent playing so many cards? Oh, Sunstone Graveyard, sure. Another Shadow Step? Oh, it's Brasswing, my beloved. I take a shitload of damage, but I heal for a lot also. I healed for 12 and I took 14, if I'm not mistaken, right? Pretty solid 3. Oh, God. What do you do? After a friendly beast attacks? There's no way that's good. I do have to deal with double Astalor, but I think Frontlines makes that not too hard. Hard to imagine my opponent being able to, like, flood the board and make front lines not a strong play. Krakatoa, they're going to trade off their 2/1s, though, so... I should always get 5 minions here. Or maybe even more. I don't know how many minions that deck even plays. Nothing with Rush. That's kind of scary. I'm definitely healing to 30, though. They got some pretty sturdy minions. I could be dead here, actually. They're showing 20. Okay, that's a weak concoction, but it was damage, which is annoying. Alright, I don't think I'm dead here. And if I'm not dead, my opponent has to trade, which does make the board advantageous for me overall. Also, I didn't hit Kazakhstan. I think I've only played 1 dragon, though. So I would need Flight of the Bronze to hit Bronze Explorer. But that's doable. Why are you going face? Shadow Stepping Krakatoa. Okay, that's fair. I feel like... Well, they drew Shadow Step after playing the concoction. I was gonna say, if they're gonna Shadow Step, maybe they should have just played Astalor. Alright, my opponent is at 20, I have 16. Oh, I can just play Lightforged Carry, alright. Well, even if Cariel wasn't lethal, I had double 5/5 plus Templar Captain, so that game was super over.
Death is nature's way.
I will fight with honor.
Stinker of a hand. Alright, Druid is definitely a matchup where Lor'themar Theron can be pretty good. And if it's aggro, I have Equality City Tax. And it looks like it's aggro. Well, not necessarily. Renathal is not as popular. Okay, and it's aggro. Amberwhelp is for sure very, very good if I can pick up another dragon.
Time for the finishing touch. Reporting for duty.
Even if I hit Barbaric Sorceress, Frontlines is maybe not that good because the opponent can fill their board pretty easily.
The strong flourish. It's only natural.
I don't think I need to coin the City Tax combo this turn. Oh, Feast and Famine? Probably don't play it. It doesn't have the lifesteal this turn, and it's much better after I equality clear.
The strong flourish. It's only natural.
Hey, I got you.
Alright. Definitely a good turn to drop the equality. Just sucks that my opponent's peasant drew 12 cards or whatever. And Gold Sharinol's a very good draw. Can play that alongside Feast and Famine next turn. And then, hey, I can coin out Lor'themar Theron.
The Sea Lord be its own treasure.
What is it?
With Null and Feast and Famine, I can get through these two taunts and still kill the peasant. Okay, they're going to trade a 4-1 into a 1-1. Okay.
More bones to justice.
If my next draw is a whiff, I think I will coin Lor'themar Theron. But if it's like a dragon, probably play the Amber Whelp instead, and maybe I can save coin for front lines? Probably not, but maybe. There's an Amber Whelp, but it's not super good. Probably coining out Templar Captain.
Hey, I got you, friend.
Oh, Anachronos. I think Templar Captain's better though, isn't it? I mean, I can go Anachronos into coin front lines. I guess that's the play. And front lines probably just win the game, right?
The battle.
Mistakes of the past. Rewritten.
Front lines next turn is basically guaranteed to hit like Brasswing or Templar Captain, Leviathan. It's just, there's a ton of good stuff for it to hit. That is fucking annoying. I guess I have to send my 8/8 into it. Although this is after the spell, so it doesn't trigger before frontline. I feel like I have 4 plays that win the game here. I think Brasswing just is guaranteed win. As much as I wanted to play frontlines. Lethal.
Uther versus the Lich King.
You could not stop me then. You will not stop me now.
I will fight with honor.
Wow. Vandar Order in the Court? Seems pretty good. Wow, what a hand. I guess I just go ahead and play Order in the Court here. Maybe I didn't need to play it yet, though. But, like, it was either this turn or next turn.
Can't go round, not go through.
Okay, looks like an unholy deck, probably.
Reporting for duty.
So I'm drawing front lines on 4 and 5. Would have been really nice to draw an 8 drop on turn 5 after playing Vandar. But it looks like I'll just have to play Amber Watcher, which is fine. I did just snap play this Vandar, but maybe I should have played Goldshire Knoll, because that Rancher is pretty scary. Yeah, I mean, surely Goldshire Knoll was better here. I'm not even missing a discount, because I know my next card is Frontlines. And it's really good to stop token stuff, because tokens take up board space for Frontlines. So this was pretty bad overall.
Who here can spell Zinjari? Anybody?
I bring the muscle and the
Oh, Frontlines is playable. I guess I sniped their coin. I probably only get 3 minions off this, but that's worth. Oh, sniped Astalor. Love to see that. And I guess we will kill a 4/4. Alright. What does this minion-based Death Knight have? Okay, Blight Fang is really strong here. For sure. Wait, that was stupid. Because this is a taunt.
Reporting for duty. Cover me! Cover me!
My opponent should be at 1 here, but I'm a dummy. So instead they're at 4. Which might matter, because that means like the other Brasswing wouldn't be lethal, but I think my opponent is pretty far from stabilizing, if I'm being honest. Okay, that was a strong Corpse Explosion. I do love that an aggro deck can discover that card. What are you looking like? 4 dragons left? I can theoretically still complete that, since I do have Flight of the Bronze in deck. But what if I go Barbaric Sorceress? Darn, looks like I swapped my 9 for their 9. That's okay. If I do play this Frontlines here... Oh, never mind. Drawing the Brasswing means that I will guaranteed have enough dragons for Kazakhstan, which probably won't matter, but it is a comforting thought. I'm actually just out of minions in deck now, which is fine. Everyone loves a Lightforged Cariel. And I suppose Flight of the Bronze is what I'm looking for, right? I don't know why I would trade.
my lord.
You look tasty.
Pick me! Pick me!
Icy touch. It does probably make it pretty hard to have lethal here. I can push 12, but I don't think there's a way to get through that without giving my opponent some health. Alright. Big board, clear the opponent's board, put 2 dragons into my Kazakhstan. Nice. Nice, nice, nice.